I can't take it anymore, not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
Welcome on back to Spike College Football, Season 5, Episode 3, Week 2, whatever. Wow, I actually got that right. Nailed that one, boys. I nailed the intro. What's going on? After my nervous breakdown today, I nailed the intro. I had 3 nervous breakdowns today, wedding week. It's, I'm acting like the bride, though. I don't really know why. Not enough alcohol. That's probably the reason. Lots of stress going on. Wedding is happening this weekend, but what's going on, guys? College football is back. It's better than ever. Lots of upsets, lots of non-upsets, lots of big wins, lots of big losses. What's going on, boys? What were some thoughts of the week 1, even though for FSU they have now 2 losses?
I mean, that's where I was going to go. I think, yeah, right? Okay, fine, I'll let you have it. I can talk about my team all day, so you go after him. Go get him, TA.
I love it. I told you way back in the preview that weird shit happens in Ireland, right?
Uh-huh.
Weird shit has happened ever since. Like, I love Bill O'Brien. I think he's an offensive mastermind. He wasn't responsible for any of Alabama's championships under Saban, but he didn't have to do that freaking much to win. It was quite cool. And DJ, can we say a prayer for DJ Uyunglele's professional career? Because I think
it's honestly it's not all his fault, but yeah, it's gone.
He'll play in Canada,
but
if he wants to, I mean, at this point, he's probably got enough NIL money after gone to like 3 places, right? Like if he
places too.
The point of the system is that he's able to still, take care of his family and do what he needs to do. He doesn't have to play at the NFL in order to be set. Hopefully, gosh, I mean, if there's one player that like this system could benefit, be DJU.
Hopefully, he was wise enough.
Tyler, did you have the script brought up in the sheet?
I do.
Can you just start. I don't have the sheet pulled up, so.
So, shall we talk about Vanderbilt versus Virginia Tech and their possibility of?
I mean, if you guys want to talk about it, you guys can check it out on the Spike College Football TikTok, where I hit a plus 400, and I gave it to you guys before the game that was going to happen. I said Vandy was going to win, and Vandy won. I told you I smelled something in the air, and I smelled it.
And what
you
we
nailed it.
Was Virginia Tech is worse than we thought.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was all that. Vandy might be a little bit better, too, because, I mean, the kid from New Mexico State was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What's his name?
So to the V.
Yeah.
Pavia. Yeah. He was unbelievable.
I hope that's not the last we'll see of him this year.
Yeah, same.
Love to see Vandy actually do something for once.
And get beyond that 3-win threshold that there seems to be cursed with.
Yeah.
Should we talk a little bit about the Georgia Clemson game, or is it just not even worth talking?
You're not even to that point. Shall we also talk about FCS schools better than we thought? I assume that's in reference to North Dakota.
Well, Oregon, Idaho, North Dakota State, Colorado.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, Abilene Christian. Sacramento State, San Jose State. What other games were there that were like close?
Well, I mean, Montana State won the week before.
Right.
NC State versus who'd they play? I don't know.
Dominion? No. Did they play Old Dominion?
No,
Who
they played
them?
FCS.
Western Carolina.
Western Carolina.
Like, close game. Maybe the FCS and this NIL era and people transferring, maybe it's just going to make the FCS have a little more parity everywhere.
Be nice.
It would be nice.
Now the third string for who would have played at Georgia, maybe he doesn't want to be a third string. Maybe he wants to go be a first string and he'll go play at a high level FCS instead of sitting for 2 years, 3 years.
He'll get a lot of good tape for scouts, that's for sure.
I mean, I also find it interesting in the bit of parity between like JUCO to the FCS, because like Iowa, town I used to live in, Council Bluffs, they have JUCO University, and they've won the national title of the JUCOs for the last 2 years. Guess how many of this last team got plucked to Iowa State and Iowa?
Probably a lot.
Take a guess.
13.
Okay.
16.
10.
Okay. Rob?
I said 16.
3. So the parity we're seeing from FCS to FBS, we are definitely not seeing from JUCO to FCS.
Well, I don't think he went there, but I had a friend who was a scholarship athlete at Iowa and then had to drop to JUCO for a year. And he went from being like a corner for Iowa to setting all the records for Iowa's like state JUCO system as a running back.
Western Community College is what it's
Probably.
called.
And then he went right back the next year and ended up going to the NFL. But it was an interesting trip for him. Let's just put it that way.
But yeah, Iowa Western just mollywops JUCOs like 55-0, and it's pretty bad. Now we can get to the Clemson via Georgia, if you want to,
let's talk about it.
Review some top games.
Georgia's just really good, and Clemson isn't as bad as they looked, except their offenses. Their defense is great. Their offense is fucking horrendous.
I would just like to say,
and maybe it's not DJ's fault. Maybe it's not Cade's fault. Maybe Dabo just needs to get some guys in and run a real offense.
he should just retire is what he should do. Saban did it, Anyway.
Let's just be honest. Dabo's lost his fastball. It's not 2014 with Deshaun Watson anymore.
Right. Well, I want to go on record and say that as the ACC guy, you really can't beat the two fucking programs who are suing to lead the ACC because they deserve to be in the SEC to just get absolutely annihilated by Georgia in the last week of last season and the first week of this season. Oh, and then also Florida State going and losing 2 ACC games to start the year off before the end of week 1.
And bottom tier, mid to bottom tier ACC schools too.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking beautiful. I love it.
If you follow, I think his name is Brett McMurphy from the Action Network on X, he keeps a running total of ACC teams suing to get out of the league 0-4, and the rest of the league as
Well, the powerhouses of SMU and FSU are now 2-2 on the year.
Yeah. I just find it funny because it's we're going to get to week 3, week 4, and neither of them are going to win a game?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's wild.
What else are we missing from? Oh, Rob, let's talk about them.
Yep, it's your turn, Rob, because it's Miami v.
Rob,
Florida.
you'll go last on this. Because
Go ahead.
In the preview, I said Miami is the baller, and I actually picked Cam to win the Heisman. That's because I was in my right state of mind. I wasn't worried about the wedding, and I'm a genius. I might have picked Florida because, I got a lot of shit going on, anxiety building. So that's what happened there. That's what I'm going to put that on. It wasn't really on me. It was on the anxiety and the wedding. And I fucking told you. I told you Cam Ward's the real deal. I told you. Hurricanes are going undefeated. Anybody else before Rob does his diatribe?
I mean, game was what it was. But go ahead, Rob.
Is Florida, before that, Tyler, is Florida really that bad or is Miami really that good?
I was going to propose that same question to the lot.
Jay, did you watch any of that game?
I watched some of that game. Well, you ended up with starting QB going out and what was it, the third quarter. I mean, at that point, the game wasn't going well anyway. But
did it not just look like men versus boys, though, all over the field? It looked like grown-ass men were playing little-ass children at every single position. And I was actually talking to Rob on the phone because he wasn't watching the game live. I'm like, Rob, I'm not kidding. I know it's kind of close. It's 2-score game, but it's men versus boys, and that's exactly what it was.
So I will start by saying that Florida really is that bad. Let's start there. They were talking, at least the commentators were talking about this big transfer piece that they had. Their starting safety came in from Washington, and then Restrepo literally broke the man's ankles, and he had to be carted off. Like the first play I watched, he absolutely bullied him on the whip route and then beat him to the outside where the guy was waiting, and he just went down and was out for the rest of the game. That was one of their best transfers on their defense.
You can see that on TikTok, by the way. And he transferred from Washington. He was a starter last year from Washington.
And I'm not saying that the guy was a bad player or anything like that, but like that was like one of the big additions that Florida added to their already Swiss cheese defense. They are going to get rocked this year. They're going to be the Vanderbilt of this year just based on their strength of schedule alone. They'll be lucky to beat Florida State. Like, it's going to be bad because they're going to get the shit kicked out of them week after week after week before they play Florida State. So Florida is really that bad. They have a really talented couple of skills players on offense, and their defense I don't think is truly that horrible, but you're going to be playing, I think they have like 4 top 10 teams they have to play this season. Like, it's going to be awful for them. So I don't know how they're going to hold up. I really, really hope they don't try to play I think it's DJ, right? Their new freshman quarterback. I really hope they don't try to throw him out there against this schedule, because then they'll fuck him up just as bad as they messed up their starting quarterback, who is looking like Kyle Wright 2.0 out there. That's a Miami joke for anybody who ever watched the other top recruit that we had as a quarterback. Anyway, so Miami is still filled with a bunch of idiots who do stupid things. Like, I watched our punt returner try to field it inside the 5-yard line and get annihilated on the 10-yard line. And I'm like, that could have easily been a fumble and a pick, scoop and score. Just fair catch it. Like, what are you doing? I saw at least 1 or 2 of our receivers try to talk shit after the plays, even though we're up 30. Like, I get it, but guys, act like you've been there before, even though we haven't been there in 20 years. Let's at least pretend for a second. Cam Ward is the real deal. And he specifically said after the game that he has never felt more prepared for a football game in his entire life as this game against UF, which explains in so many ways why I thought he was unreliable, why he was inconsistent, why he was going to do good things sometimes and then stupid things the other times. Because apparently he was so talented that none of the coaches actually tried to give him any coaching. Apparently. Like, I could not believe he said this is the most prepared he's ever felt for a football game ever. Ever. That's craziness to me. And then he followed up by saying, I get 30 minutes off and then I'm going to start preparing for FAMU. Like, the kid is not a kid. He's a man. He's ready to just fucking be the guy. So as long as he's healthy, I agree with you, Johnny. Just because he won't let other people derail him. So I hope that's true. But we at least have balance. We at least didn't throw the ball a whole ton. We ran for almost as much as we passed. Our defense is really aggressive, like kind of in a bad way, but that's okay because we will just absolutely obliterate, with the offensive line we have. We're just going to annihilate people all day, every day, and grind you down. So I'm really glad that we have balance for the first time ever. Cristobal has the running game he wants, and we have a guy who will just do his absolute best every single down and not get rattled. It's fucking wild. That it's the same. This is the same team that lost to Georgia Tech last year. Like, it's wild. So that's all I got.
You have a fantastic quarterback, bud, and
Yes, you do.
a fantastic defensive line.
A nasty defensive line.
Congratulations on making the playoff.
I just want to win the ACC, guys. That's all I want. It's been 21 years. Just once.
You've never won it one time.
We've only been to the championship once, and we lost to Clemson.
All right, let's talk about the other real team.
Yours?
Started off the best defense in the land. Not even close. If you watch tape of Notre Dame, it's like the 85 fucking Bears, boys. So I'll let you guys go. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead. I'll go last. Talk Notre Dame Aggies.
I mean, your secondary is phenomenal, and Mike Elko apparently doesn't do well in big pressure situations.
I didn't see enough of the game to get a read on your new quarterback.
Jay, did you watch any of the game?
Kind of the same. I didn't get enough of the game to really capture.
Let me tell you about a game, guys.
I knew the defense is great. I saw that. It's just this is your second year in a row of getting a transfer from a team that beat you the year before and being like, okay, this guy is going to be the guy. I don't know if that's true.
Didn't the play calling? I fired Marcus Freeman on Twitter on Spike Twitter probably 45 times. The play calling was horrendous. They were not helping him out. They were not throwing the ball downfield. They weren't running. It was just horrendous play calling. But he can run the ball. He did just enough to win. Our defense, boys, it's so good. There's not a hole. We're 5 deep on the defensive line. And I mean, it's awesome. We're just a great team. We're 5 deep. By that I mean, like, we usually only have 3 rushers. So we have 5 guys that can rush. Our nose guards are unbelievable. Cross is unbelievable. Our linebackers are probably our weakest spot. They're a little younger, but they're so. And our secondary.
It's nasty.
Our secondary. Listen.
Very.
2/3
a
of the
no-fly
world
zone.
is covered by water. The rest is covered by the Notre Dame safe secondary. It's not even close. They're so good. Nobody's going to throw for over 200 yards against that team all year long. No way. No way.
I mean, I saw enough to know that it's like the college version of the no-fly zone from the Broncos, which is my NFL team. So that's saying a lot.
Our offense needs a little bit of work, but I think we're going to go undefeated, and I think we're going to make the playoff. I think we're already in the playoff. Even if we lose to USC, we're in the playoff.
I also view A&M as a lower, like.
I agree. I don't think A&M is that good. I think A&M's offense is horrendous.
They're going to be among
they have a
the
good defense.
Vanderbilts.
They have a really good defense. They do have a really good defense, and I just I think A&M's probably a 7-5, 8-14.
I think you're generous. I think they're 5-7.
Okay. But that's still a tough place to play. Regardless, I'm going to say that's still a tough place to play.
Shall we go to the other place you have an affinity for, or shall we go to the neutral?
The referees helped Penn State win.
That they did.
And then the rainstorm helped Penn State win. Drew Aller, everybody's giving him his flowers. He
threw to his halfback all the time.
All he did was throw to his halfback, and that one long pass, the guy pushed off horrendously bad.
I told you he had nobody to throw to because they couldn't get open.
It wasn't, everyone's like, oh, look at his. I wasn't that impressed. He made one great throw on the post route, but it was more of like a slant. It was like a 15-yard slant route. It's not that hard. You should be able to hit that. But I will give Penn State their flowers. They did win. Good win on the road. Still not sold on them. So, and I'm really not sold. I think West Virginia is horrendous.
Yeah,
I was very wrong on. I was hands up. I was wrong. Green is not a good quarterback. West Virginia is not a good team.
They might figure it out, but if they were going to be a team fueled by emotion, that was the game to do it.
Mm-hmm. JC?
Nah, I didn't really care about that game.
I figured as much. So let's go to the neutral site with LSU and USC, and let's talk about how badly Miller was shook in the third quarter. But Bob Diaco's defense did him in again. Another first from 2017. Sorry, world.
It was a very entertaining game. It wasn't a good football game, but it was like entertaining at the end, I guess you could say. I mean, USC showing some balls winning that game, though. I will give them that. They didn't play a great game, but that's fine. But the balls to pull out a win like that against a good SEC school, pretty impressive, actually.
That is very impressive.
And by the way, I gave it to you on the spiked TikTok that was going to happen. That was another plus sign, boys. Another plus 150. I hit a plus 400 and a plus 150. Do the math. I'm telling you. Oh, wait. And then I also hit. No, I didn't. Never mind. Shut up. I'll shut up. Go ahead. Talk about USC. I forgot I lost that one.
We don't talk about the losses.
No losses.
The resiliency of Miller Moss after being shook third quarter, because there were images that the TV showed of how shook he was and how he bounced back and won was incredible.
Is USC the Big Ten contender?
I was just going to ask that same question.
Are they a top? I think they're better than Michigan.
So they play Michigan in 3
But
weeks.
it's at Michigan.
Yeah, it's at
Yeah,
the big
well, Michigan's
house.
not going to matter after this week, guys.
That's fine, but the Big Ten, like
No, they got
USC might bring that whole like Pac-12 eat each other alive sort of mentality, right? Of like ruining each other's chances to get anywhere, because they'll go and they'll probably destroy Penn State when they play Penn State at home. But then if they've lost to Michigan 3 weeks before, like everybody has one loss now.
They got a schedule though. I mean,
they got to play Notre Dame at the end of the year.
Michigan. Then they get Wisconsin at home. Then 2 weeks later, they got Penn State. Then at the end of the season, they got Nebraska. And then the end of the season, they got to finish up with Notre Dame. So
if they win 2 or 3 of those games, they might still be in the playoffs.
That's a schedule.
It's going to be interesting.
Just snapped at me.
I don't know. I mean, Ohio State's still going to be the team to beat. That's really what it comes down to, because Ohio State, their tough schedule is 4 ranked teams: Iowa, Michigan, Penn State. So these are all like cakewalks for that team because they're a real team, not like the 3 teams I just mentioned. And then they do have to play at Oregon. So they might have one loss as well, right? So they're going to have a bunch of one-loss teams in the Big Ten, and they're just going to eat each other alive, potentially.
Yeah, there's a high likelihood of like multiple 9-3 teams. High likelihood.
Yeah.
Very high.
Can we go through all the big games?
The games you had listed, yeah.
You guys want to talk about anything else that happened? Like maybe we said the FCS. Oregon played a good FCS team. Idaho's a good team. They didn't look great. Anybody else want to talk any other games that were like a little bit different? Anybody?
I mean, the games were really entertaining, I thought. But then again, I'm sitting pretty because my team blew out, like dropped the most points on Florida in an opener, and I think in Florida ever. So it was a great week for college football.
Jay, do you want to talk about Mizzou dominating
Murray State?
Little Sisters of the Poor University? Sister Mary Elephant School of the Blind and Dumb?
The only good thing about that is that it was a tune-up game. They put up 21 points in a ridiculous amount of time, and it wasn't like a complete air raid type of a deal. We had 4 different people rush for a touchdown. So, I mean, kind of showed a balanced offense. I mean, if I was a coach, I'd be like, all right, looking pretty good. All right, now the real schedule starts. But, I mean.
Does anybody have any other thoughts on any other blowouts? Do we even go over it? I mean, most of the SEC was blowouts because they didn't play anybody. Big Ten, they went 17-1. Only loss was Minnesota, which they shouldn't have won because kicker. Listen, I had that. That was the one. I had Minnesota, and I had the plus. How do you miss that field goal? That kid should listen. If you miss a field goal in college from inside 30 yards to win a game, you should have your scholarship revoked, and your family should be kicked out of the country.
And
especially when I have money on the game.
It was a bad botch too.
What a fucking dickhead. ACC.
Weak. We did very poor.
One team in the ACC, and everybody else is trash. The Big 12 will probably be the most competitive conference. Maybe the Big 10, but the Big 12 will be very competitive. Nothing too crazy in that conference. Utah looked unbelievable, but they didn't play anybody.
Yeah, in the ACC, Syracuse struggled, but I mean, it wasn't really much of a struggle. Ohio's a good team.
Ohio's a good team.
Like,
And
they're a good
Kyle
team.
Kyle McCord balled.
Yeah, he did. I love
But
this. I love the coach's comments after. He's all like, "I should really."
Thank you, Ryan Day. I'm going to send you a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Give Kyle McCord.
So my thing is that Kyle McCord is still kind of an idiot. I saw him take way too many hits from Ohio linebackers. Like, bro, just throw it away. So that's my biggest issue is that the knucklehead's going to get himself injured in true Syracuse fashion, and then they're going to have nothing by the end of the season because he just doesn't understand how important he is to this team, not Ohio State. He wasn't really important to Ohio State. He's really important to this team.
One more thing before we go into picks. I told you Michigan was terrible without cheating. They look like shit when they don't cheat. They barely beat Fresno State at home. They're not a good football team because they're not cheating. Just
On the inverse, Fresno State's pretty good.
They should have won that game.
Yeah,
they should have.
They put a game plan. I thought. I guess we're just not going to talk about the elephant in the room, or just not get to it right away.
What did I miss?
We can talk about it.
I mean, you've hashed out Notre Dame. Miami Rob got a giant drive about Miami. JC bragged about his tune-up game for 20.
You played nobody.
I know we played UTEP, but I mean, I guess I'm more excited about the pick because that's all I've been consuming. It's just.
I figured we talk about Nebraska when we pick. They're on the sheet to pick. That's when we'll talk about.
Okay,
who they play? Little Sisters of the Poor, Southeastern Western Valley's Nature Valley State University of
Western Texas.
JC's Satellite University of El Paso.
All right, guys. Tyler, you have the sheet in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Do you have the sheet on the computer?
I do.
Because I don't have. Can you fill it in when we do the picks? Because I don't have my thing.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
You can just write the picks in. Guys, last week, as I can remember, because I don't have it in front of me, JC's still at 75%. He didn't make any picks last week.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Tyler's at 75%, and me and Rob are both at 55%.
That's how I stay in this thing. I just got to miss a week or two.
Such a jackass. That's why we're doing percentages, and then Tyler, I think last week went 11-5. I went 10-6, and Rob went 9-7.
I'll take over 50% because I picked chalk on a lot of them because I was just like, I need to catch up somehow and not pick what everybody else is picking.
I made up a little bit of ground because I had some stupid picks, but then I picked the Vandy game, and I picked another game that you guys all didn't get, and I was like, all right. Tyler, let me know when you're ready to do the picks.
Hold on. Let me rename it. I'm doing it in the spreadsheet, FYI.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do it right in the spreadsheet.
I just haven't found the spot where you did it. That's okay.
A lot of good ones this week.
First game. I don't know what it is.
You have a list?
No, TAU.
I thought you were reading them off the spreadsheet.
Where is that on the spreadsheet?
It's down. Go down.
On what page?
The same page.
The Big
on
Ten?
On the picks. No, on the picks page. It should say game picks. Second tab. Guys, don't worry about it.
This is what happens when you don't give the second stringer enough snaps during the week.
This is very true.
This was on me. I don't have my computer right now.
Jesus.
You really assume that Tyler will be able to just pick up whatever you're putting down?
Yeah, like he does 9 times out of 10, but
do you see it? It's on game picks. It's like row 30.
Is it the same sheet you did the conferences in, yeah?
No, it's on the same sheet, but it's on the...
Because I'm not seeing a picks tab. I'm seeing... Oh, there we go. We found the picks tab. Okay. Got it.
Correct.
Hey, BYU plus 11.5 at the time of the rendering versus SMU.
Yep.
Guys, remember, this is not picks. Guys, if you want our picks versus the spread, I do a TikTok, Spiked College Football on TikTok. We'll follow that. These are just to win. These are only to win. These are not against the spread. Go follow us on our handles, Spiked College Football on Twitter, Spiked College Football on TikTok. Thank you very much. JC, we'll go JC. Let's say JC, Tyler, Rob, me, I think.
Well,
He always seems to go last.
just as a reminder, we do include the spread to indicate how our predictions should
Yes,
go.
that's the only reason why we include the spread. James, who you got winning?
BYU, SMU.
Yep.
At SMU.
Wow. You got Mormons and Christians. Is that the battle here?
It's essentially
Mormons and Methodists. Yes.
Oh, excuse
Mormons
me,
versus Methodist.
It's in the name. What am I thinking? No, I'm SMU all the way on this one.
He doesn't need to take a 2-year sabbatical type thing.
No, Tyler, right? Tyler, you're the next name in the tab, right?
Yep.
He's wrong.
I'm going with BYU because I just think they need the win. Shit. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, BYU.
TA is just running hot. He's just shooting from the hip, whatever strikes his fancy.
I mean, I just don't think an SMU schedule, easy ass schedule, BYU is an easy team to beat.
It's fair. I think that SMU won't cover the spread, but any close game, I'm going to bet on this SMU team. I think they're going to grind it out more often than not, and I don't think BYU is the one to take it away from them. So I'm going to pick SMU.
You're all completely wrong here. SMU by 20.
How are we all wrong? What did
Because
You're
Rob's covering the
just
spread.
telling me that I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Just
well,
and
Rob's wrong too because he doesn't think they're covering the spread.
I don't think they're covering. I think they win by
SMU
maybe
by
10.
20. Preston Stone offense has now the third week. They start clicking SMU by 20.
All right.
JC's not wrong. JC's never wrong.
I know. I know. That's because he's too pretty to be wrong. It's not fair.
Yeah, he can sell his pretty
just
shit.
show up?
We go to the big house next. With Michigan at home facing minus 6.5 point favorite in Texas.
Texas is favored by a touchdown, almost.
This is fun. This is a fun pick for me. So I want the Texas win. So I'll just
We'll be watching this together, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you've watched us long enough, I do pretty much every year that Texas is back. So I'm going to hold strong. I think they got this. Even in an away game, I think they got this because I don't think Michigan is strong enough. And I think Texas has elevated the program. You might even get to see Manning in this game. I think it's all Texas.
Tyler.
I'm going Texas. Texas is the way better team by a country mile.
Rob.
I mean, I hate both of these programs. What am I supposed to do with this?
I know, and it's like I can't do a horns down to contradict JC. It's just like I just have to be favorable.
Despise both of these programs.
Same.
So if Texas wins this game, they're not back because Michigan is not good, right?
Fair.
Let's be very clear about this.
Fair.
If Texas finishes the job that Fresno State should have done last week, are they truly back? All right. The one thing I would point out for this game is that supposedly the line is 42.5, which seems incredibly low. Like, I think Texas is going to score 42 points on those Michigan corners. So Texas wins.
Yeah.
Probably by a lot.
Sark's going to work the shit out of them.
Well, you know me, guys. I'm always the contrarian of the group, and I'm going to have to do it.
No, you're not.
Texas by a billion. Texas by a trillion. Texas by a gajillion.
So we all forego Texas.
Texas I would even listen. I know we're not doing the lines here. I would move the line Texas -20, and I'm taking Texas.
So here's just a fun.
Hold on one second. I think over under on Arch Manning touchdown passes are going to be 1.5, and yours is going to be 3.
I was just going to ask.
I think there's 5 touchdowns.
That's what I wanted to ask. I was going to ask the Arch Manning question: is if we see him and if he scores a touchdown, that's funny.
I guess to be fair, if the score is 42-0, then the line still holds, right?
And they
I say Arch Manning has more passing yards than any of the Michigan quarterbacks, and he doesn't come in until the third quarter.
I love it. That is it. That cut it, clip it, post it. I love it.
Jesus. All right, next one. Let's stop talking about these two programs.
And by the way, fuck Michigan.
Next up, we got number 18, Kansas State, 10.5-point favorite at the best team. Well, I'll say second best team in Louisiana, Tulane.
Best team in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's fair.
Possibly the best team in Louisiana.
Possibly.
They shine every now and then. Tulane. Oh,
I'm not ready to run with my bit yet, so that's my point.
So my gut was to automatically go to Kansas State.
Wasn't this a great game last year?
And
yes, it was.
And Kansas State has got a lot of my praise over the years.
They lost this one last year.
Particularly their uniforms when we did our uniform draft. But as I sit here, Tulane has a tendency to play really good football at just the right opportunity. Nah, it's not going to be this game. Kansas State.
Jeez.
I'll be that guy. I'm going Tulane. I think it's a giant-ass trap game.
Where's the game at?
Tulane.
Yeah, Tulane.
And who won last year? Kansas State lost last year.
Yep. You want the score? I can give you the score here.
I think it was like 19-16.
That was in Manhattan.
That was
in Manhattan, yes.
And I think it was 19-16.
So Johnny would know this better than me, but how many of those kids from both schools are back this year?
Kansas State has, I think, only 7 guys back. Or no, Tulane only has 7 guys back. I think Kansas State has like 12.
Yes, you are.
So I don't know why I'm riding this train, but I feel like the Green Wave is going to do really well. Also because I looked at Tulane's schedule. They only have 2 tough games this season. This is one, and then they have to play at Oklahoma next. And that's it. Like the rest of their season is a cakewalk compared to this.
Easy Sunbelt guys? Or what are they? They're in the AAC.
Yeah, they think they're in the AAC now. They were Conference USA, but I think they're AAC now.
They made the AAC.
So do I think they're going to actually pull the upset? I don't know. I'll pick them because if there's ever a time for them to do it, it's right now because they're not going to do it against Oklahoma in Oklahoma. They have a much better shot at home against a team they already beat last year.
That's exactly my logic.
I see you, TA. I will go with TA on this one.
Johnny.
Okay, I love you guys. Love how you're picking different teams to win, but it's Kansas State by 20.
You keep saying that like JC isn't also picking Kansas State.
Yeah,
like
he said Kansas State by like 7. I can see it.
Jesus.
I spoke of trap games earlier. I think we're approaching one here. Pitt plus 2.5 at Cincinnati.
Ooh, I'm going to do something. This pick has nothing to do. I work with a guy who played at Pitt. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to support his alma mater, and I'll pick Pitt.
Okay.
Yeah.
The smart pick is Pitt. And the points, if we were bet spreads. And I think that's the pick, yeah. I'm going Pitt.
Cincinnati's getting 1.5 at home. Well, it's because they barely beat Towson.
2.5.
2.5 at, or they're 2.5-point favorites at home.
No, they're getting.
The fuck type voodoo shit just happened?
I don't know.
Uh,
TA pressed the button for Pitt.
I don't know. So
My computer, big Pitt support.
I'm going to pick the Bearcats, and here's why. Pittsburgh is going to get to play West Virginia after this game, I believe, the week after. It's the first time in a long time they're going to get to play that rivalry game. And while West Virginia is not very good, Pittsburgh is probably not paying attention as much to Cincinnati. They're going to be so ready to beat the crap out of West Virginia the week after. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati in a close one.
Smart money here is on Pitt just because of the line.
Yep.
I don't like it. I want to take Cincinnati.
I wanted to too, but the line.
I don't like the line, so I got to go Pitt. I have to get back in this race, so I got to go Pitt. I think I probably will bet Cincinnati.
By mirroring TA? Okay.
I think I might have to go, and I'll bet Cincinnati on the plus sign, but I think I'm going to go Pitt because the money line, the money just, you got to follow the money sometimes, boys.
Well, again, everybody else picked what you picked, so except for me.
Another, speaking of garbage trap game lines that I don't like, Arkansas at 8.5 at number 17, Oklahoma State.
This is such a tricky game.
Uh-huh.
At Oklahoma State? Dear Lord.
Can I go first on this one?
Yeah.
If JC wants to defer.
All right, I'm going to give my analysis, boys. Everybody, I think this is going to be the what is it called? All the fans in the country are all going to be on Arkansas. The public is all going to be on Arkansas here, I think. I think it's going to be like the public pick of the week. Hey, we're going to get a plus sign. We're going to get like a plus 210 or whatever it is for Arkansas. And they're all going to be on there. Yeah, they're going to get the upset. Oklahoma State wins this game by 21 points.
Going with the mullet.
Hands down, Arkansas. Better coaching, way better talent. Oklahoma State by 21.
I was going to say, Oklahoma. My analysis was Oklahoma State's going to win. They ain't going to cover, though.
I think the entire public is going to be on Arkansas, boys. That's my pick.
JC or Rob? I'm deferring.
Go ahead, JC.
Well, UCF has Arkansas's former quarterback, and I don't think that they're going to be strong enough to take over Oklahoma State. So I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
I'm going to point out something for this game as well. So these other games we've been looking at, there's tickets as low as like, I don't know, $9, $10, $16, you know, like very, very low. The tickets for this game are as low as 107, which means that they have a ton of people coming to this game. So it's going to be packed. It's not like, oh, some unranked team is coming to town. I think they're taking it personally that an SEC team is coming to town. So I think Oklahoma State's going to try and say, like, any SEC team that comes to Stillwater, we are going to come after them. I hope. So I'm going to pick OK State.
Everybody's on OK State. Smart boys.
We are all on the Okies.
Smart boys.
Next up, we go to Utah, where number 12 Utah will face plus 17.5 point favorite in Baylor.
Ooh.
You mean underdog?
Yeah. I phrased that backwards. That's my bad.
Jay?
I'm just going to stay to my convention and take Utah.
Weird how JC just likes to pick favorites. It's weird. It's weird how he always.
If it works, it works.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
TA, what do you got?
Yeah, I gotta go Utah. It's not. I gotta quit thinking I'm taking points. I'm not taking points. I'm taking wins. Like I'm the leader of the clubhouse. Gotta think that. Go ahead, Rob.
That's true. I don't see Baylor as playing spoiler. I just don't see it. Maybe I just don't know enough about the team. That might possibly be it too. But I just don't see them being like road warriors. You know what I'm saying? Playing in Baylor, sure.
And the fact that just how disastrous last year was for Baylor, when it was clearly they were on the upswing, and I just think Baylor's not completely there as a team yet. That's my logic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Utah as well. Tell us we're wrong, Johnny.
JB?
Daquan Finn.
You're gonna.
Daquan Finn. Dave Aranda proves again that he is a good coach. They have 19 starters back on offense and defense. Daquan Finn. Remember the name. 3 touchdowns. I'm going to say 250 yards throwing, 100 yards rushing. Cam Rising is an overrated piece of shit. Fuck Utah. Fuck Mormons. Fuck everything that goes on in there. Baylor, baby. Baylor.
Yeah, let's go with the people from Waco instead. That seems to make sense.
Does they have a blowjob room? You've seen the blowjob room.
That doesn't make it better, Johnny.
The blowjob room makes everything better, Rob. They have a blowjob.
Let's keep this rolling. I want to be done in an hour, and I don't need this bullshit.
The blowjob.
Yeah. Plus,
some of us have to travel this week to get up and see someone's fucking wedding.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Plus 11.5. See if they can go 2-0 against Auburn.
This is such a great game to pick.
JC.
What are we picking?
Cal plus 11 at Auburn.
Okay.
What?
Nah, I'm going Auburn.
The baby. I really want to go again. Point. We are not going Auburn. But Cal could cover.
All right. I'm going to back the new ACC team. I'm going to say Cal is going to pull a shocker. Here's why. First of all, Auburn is a better team than they were last year, but still, the tickets at Jordan Hare are $28 right now. 28 means nobody's going to this game. Nobody's taking this seriously. So if Cal's got something to prove, this is a good spot to do it. Johnny, what do you say?
Boys, this is the one game that I've been really torn on. Cal has a lot of starters back. I love the coach. I'm really high on Auburn this year, and I want to pick Cal. So I think Cal maybe covers. And I think Cal easily covers. What is it, 11.5?
Yep.
I think Cal loses by a touchdown. Auburn wins.
Next up, we have the state next to mine's rivalry. Iowa State gets 2.5, or Iowa State plus 2.5 over the number 25 frauds in Iowa.
I'll go first. Iowa does not have an offense. It was 6-0 versus Western Iowa at the half last week. They ended up winning by 30, whatever. Rocco, I did the TikTok. Rocco Becht, Anthony Becht's son, former Jet. He has his breakout moment versus Iowa. Their defense, I know, is pretty good, but he has their breakout game. I think they win 23-17 because Iowa can't score. Iowa will have probably a defensive or special teams touchdown. They will only put up 10 points otherwise. Rocco Becht, Matt Campbell, the running game. I think a little dual action with Becht scores just enough points to win the Cy-Hawk Trophy.
JC.
I had to get that first.
God, this is a dumb game. Iowa State.
Thank you. Freaking.
Well, go ahead, PA. Go ahead.
We don't support frauds in this house. It's Iowa State.
Wow, are we all on the Cy-Hawks? Are we all on the Cyclones?
How long has Matt Campbell been the coach of Iowa State?
9th year.
9th year, yeah.
How many times has he beaten Iowa?
I think 4.
He's close to that 50%.
Maybe 3? Hold on. Let me look.
I'm looking it up too.
I feel like this is our 5th year doing this podcast, And every year I hear this shit from TA. We don't support Iowa. They're a bunch of frauds. Blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure most of the years that we've done this podcast, Iowa's still won because Iowa State's more disappointing. They're all still from Iowa.
Oh, the Hawkeyes are. He is. Oh, wow. The Hawkeyes have just lost once to Iowa State since the Cyclones coach Matt Campbell took over in 2016.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Iowa.
They didn't play in 2020.
Iowa. Not by a lot. It's going to suck. It's a shitty game, but Matt Campbell has proven he can't beat them. Iowa.
I fucking hate Iowa. I'm sorry, I just can't.
But Iowa State's worse.
No. Them rat bastards in black and gold are worse. Don't give me that bullshit about, hey, we'll wait for kids to, it's your mistake for
No,
building.
I'm sorry. Listen, I love kids with cancer. I love kids with cancer, and I think that's awesome that they have it. They do that just for fucking clicks. It's so annoying.
It's just click farming for the universe.
It's so fucking annoying.
I'm not a big fan of Iowa. I'm just saying Matt Campbell can't beat them.
Well, I also preach Matt Campbell can't coach, but that was long ago. Next up, South Carolina plus 9.5 at Kentucky.
This is such a. If you guys don't have any analysis, I'll give it to you first, unless you want to pick without it.
I don't want to pick this game. Why do we keep picking shitty games?
Yeah, Kentucky's still playing
Guys,
football.
there's a reason why I'm getting married this weekend. Okay? There's not a lot of good games.
We should have cut down on the number of games we were picking. This is ridiculous.
We're about halfway through. It's not going to take forever for the other half. I'll tell you that much.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I couldn't even name you the quarterback for the Kentucky retards. I mean, special education. I mean, Coleman. I mean, who gives a fuck? It's Kentucky. Fuck Kentucky. Give me Sellers. Give me Beamer Ball. I'm taking South Carolina. I know they look like shit, but you know what? Old Dominion's not really a bad team. A lot of people are riding. Old Dominion always plays team stuff. Give me Sellers. Give me Sellers running the ball probably for almost 200 yards and passing for like 150 because he's like the exact opposite of what they should be. Give me Sellers. Give me the Gamecocks.
Okay. JC?
So I wouldn't advise our viewers to necessarily ride with me on this one, but I have a very personal reason why I'm going to ride with Kentucky this week. So I'll go with Kentucky.
TA.
I do not want to. I'm with fucking Rob. This but Kentucky.
You guys are all going Kentucky?
Is that what he said?
Yeah, I'm going Kentucky.
I'm going to love it when I'm going to be so far, guys.
Cox.
He's going?
Let's play the Phoenix game. Cox.
That's fair.
Rob, you just want to keep saying Cox.
That's a clip right there. That's a
The
clip.
only good thing out of this game is being able to say that repeatedly.
Rob, I'm sorry that the games are not that great this week, but that is literally the reason why I'm getting married this weekend.
I know.
Second half's an upswing here. Marshall, 16.5 plus 16.5 at Block Tech in Blacksburg.
Wait. Okay, hold on. Anna, what was that?
That's the only date I was offered.
You want the fall wedding? I looked at the schedule. That was the only one that worked for me.
Johnny, what do you think of Marshall?
I love you. He's a great kid.
What do you think of Pat Jennington? Pat Jennington's.
I think you have a great kid in Marshall. The football team is.
I don't know where he went.
I don't know where he went, but
I'm going to say right now, you have a great kid. There was a good movie made about him. I think Virginia Tech has to bounce back in a huge spot here. I think Virginia Tech wins by 20.
JC?
Wait, little disclaimer. If the quarterback is healthy. But I'll pick
Cole Pennington.
Is that the quarterback?
Yep.
I'm picking Marshall. I'm picking That's such a cool name.
Pat Jennington's kid.
I'm going. That's cool. Cole Pennington, that dude fucks chicks. I'm going with Cole. Going with Cole.
JC?
I got to roll Marshall, man.
All right, hold on.
His kid's literally named after the college.
Hold on.
Not really, but
Go ahead, Rob.
You can tell people that if they win a national championship.
I'm looking at the stats for the team. And I know they played Stony Brook in their first week, and obviously it wasn't like a big deal, but Cole Pennington threw 5 passes. There were 2 other quarterbacks in that game who threw like double and triple what he did. So is he starting?
Mhm.
We sure? Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Rob.
I am going to pick Virginia Tech. I'm going to
Rob's
pick
doing
Enter
that.
Sandman. This game is on the CW network. Where are we? What is happening right now?
The ACC, the 8th best game on the ACC is always the CW.
Yeah.
And it's usually like Virginia versus somebody. It's usually always Virginia.
It's usually always Virginia.
Well, the line I have on ESPN right now is Tech by 20.5.
Yep.
So the line has dramatically moved in their direction. Not that that's a good thing, but I'm going to take Virginia Tech.
I'm rolling Marshall. I don't care.
I know.
It's the home opener.
You better hope Cole Pennington's actually playing.
Actually, I don't think he is. I just had to look it up.
I want Virginia Tech.
Switching it back to Vatech. Because, I mean, it's the home opener in Blacksburg. They're going to
and I have to take Vodtech. Sorry, Jay, but like my entrance is
4:30 start time.
I don't even care. I just saw Cole Pennington.
I'm doing Enter Sandman, so I have to
Marshall,
go
I'm
Enter
gonna-
Sandman at the home opener.
I'll be the deviant.
All right, next up, number 22, Kansas, 5.5 point favorites at Illinois, a rare Big 12, Big 10 matchup for the non-con.
They played each other last year too. It's a good
Yeah.
game.
It was a good game.
I think
JC,
This is the game that Beam came in last year for them, I think, Tyler. Yeah.
you're correct.
I got called out earlier for taking favorites, so I'll take Illinois.
That's a terrible pick.
It is.
Well,
It's a big
I,
game.
I'll go. I'll have Kansas going undefeated. Jaden's going to look awesome. Illinois has 0. The only team worse on offense than Illinois is Iowa. Illinois is not good. They can play defense, so they'll probably keep it close in the first half. And Kansas ends up covering the spread by 15.
yeah, I agree. I went with Kansas as well. What about you, Rob?
He's going to pick Illinois.
One of my many alma mater. Not many. I only have 2. But Illinois is not good this year.
They don't have an offense.
Illinois is not good this year. I wish that they were, but they're gonna have a fucking rabbit pig hole all over the field.
I think Bielema's a guy, but I think Illinois will be good for 2 years, every 2 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're freshmen and sophomores now. When they're juniors and seniors, they'll be good. Like, that's the kind of guy. I don't think he's ever going to be he'll be like a 3-9 guy and then win 9 games, and then the next game win 10 games, and then he'll go back to 2 games. That's just what it is in Illinois.
I think Illinois is going to go 500 this year. I think they're going to go bowl eligible, but that means they're going to lose to Kansas. They're going to lose to basically all the ranked teams. They have 4 on their schedule. Probably lose to Nebraska, and pick them between Rutgers and Minnesota. One of them.
Yeah.
So they can't. They're not going to beat Kansas. They're going to have to pull so many freaking rabbits out of the hat to make this competitive.
It'll be close in the first half, and
yeah,
because the defense, and then Kansas will just outscore them. It's just.
I think so. I don't think it's going to stay close by the fourth quarter. So,
we don't have too many more games left. I don't.
All right, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, we got like 6 more games, and 4 of them are pretty easy. Georgia Southern, 3.5 point favorite in Reno at Nevada.
Oh yeah, easy.
I'm taking Nevada.
JC?
This is going to be their 3rd game. I like Nevada.
Georgia Southern.
Fucker.
I'm following suit with Nevada and Rob.
God, they've had close game after close game. Barely beat Troy last week. Barely lost to SMU the week before. The weird fucking team at Nevada. A really weird team. I'll go with Georgia Southern. They threw a 45 against Boise State.
Rob's riding some coattails at JC. I kind of hate it.
Kind of do. USF get plus 30.5 at Bama.
If only. If only.
I mean,
JC's not here.
they almost beat them last year.
I know.
I'm taking Bama. I just put this on the schedule just for fun. Bama.
Okay. Rob?
Bama. They're playing in Alabama. If South Florida pulls this off, then Miami's losing to South Florida. Like, that's just what's happening.
I'm taking Bama as well. What about you, JC?
Yes, South Florida can't do that again. Last year they played them hard, but nah, no shot.
What was the final of that game? Like 19-10?
Yep.
Yeah, but that was in Tampa.
In Tampa, right?
It was raining, I think.
Yep. And then they benched Mr. QB1.
All right. The Super Bowl for the Colorado Buffaloes at plus 6.5 as of this writing against my Nebraska Cornhuskers.
JC goes first.
I'm going to roll with Nebraska on this one.
Baby Rob.
Oh, you're skipping what you're going to pick?
I'm going to feature myself last as a proper Cornhusker, man. Okay.
So I talked about tickets before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tickets for this game are going for as low as $200. This is the highest price game that I have seen for the whole week. That's higher than Texas at Michigan.
Pretty impressive.
Yes. So Nebraska.
Can you guys still see me? Because on my screen I can't see myself. As long as you guys
You're here. You're here.
See you,
Okay.
yes. And it looks good.
I know it's hard to look at, but everybody. Jay, you said Nebraska. Not
Jay and
so,
Rob both went
not
Nebraska.
so fast, my friend. Dion does it again. Colorado. I still love Nebraska. I told you I did, but I think Dion needs this win in order to keep the hype train going, and the hype train just wants to keep going. So I think the refs might help out a little bit here. I'm saying Colorado because Shadur Sanders proves that he will be the number one pick in the draft with a win here at Nebraska. This is a game where he becomes the number one pick.
I just think that with how fast Colorado really abandoned the run, this is a trench warfare game. It's going to be one in the trenches. And with the way granted it was against JC Satellite Community College of UTEP, but we were still able to average 5.9 yards a carry through any of our backs. And I just think we play Nebraska football and run the fucking ball and keep control of the game. Because there's a certain uneasiness that I felt.
What time is this game?
It's a night game, 6:30 kick.
Boys, we got a game to watch during the wedding. This is perfect. Nice.
I'm going to be here on these channels streaming it.
I will have it up on the internet.
I'm gonna be a trooper and endure some Colorado shit, but I'll have a fair amount of my Husker contingent with me. It's Nebraska. Is it gonna be a nice fancy win? Probably not. It's gonna be probably a last minute put 7 or put 3 as clock expires sort of win.
I'm calling 2 safeties in this game.
Wow. Rob, if that hits, that's got to be like plus 10,000. I'm putting $10 on it. I'm putting $10 on it.
Nebraska's my diet tribe. Do I think they cover? Maybe. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, App State, plus 16.5 at a very defeated Clemson.
I think Clemson.
Did you say App State?
Yep.
I think Clemson gets it together. Clemson wins easy.
JC?
Man. Clemson.
Yeah, it's not in Boone. If it was in Boone, it'd be a different.
Well, yeah, they just had some events today in their close proximity. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be enough to elevate and take on Clemson.
What about you, Rob? I'm going Clemson.
He wants to pick against Clemson, but he knows he can't.
Exactly right. Now, the line in this game is 53.5, which I think is insane. There's no way both these teams are scoring.
Yeah, I think this is more of like a 24-10 game.
That's what I'm saying. This game probably won't break 40. So,
I'll probably take the under on that. Thank you for telling me that.
You're welcome. I will pick Clemson.
Gonna have to help me on the line with this next one. Texas Tech at Wazoo.
At Wazoo.
Yeah.
Wazoo is the favorite by 2.5.
Okay, I think it was a pick 'em when I made it.
I wasn't entirely sure.
My analysis of this game, I don't know. I'll take Wazoo because it's home. I have no other reason.
So,
and it's hard to get to Pullman. It's very hard to get to Pullman.
All right. So in their warm-up games, Wazoo whomped on Portland State 70-30, and
Portland State's a good team too.
Texas State barely squeaked out a win against Abilene Christian.
Might have been a look ahead.
High score.
That 70-30 Wazoo game, it was like, I think it was 42 or 49 to nothing at halftime.
Yeah, and I mean 52-51 against Abilene Christian. So I mean, them scoring 52, great, but to have
in overtime.
Well, what happened was they went for 2 in overtime and lost.
Yeah,
but to have 51 put against you, Wazoo.
Yeah.
Same with you, Rob?
I'm going to go with Wazoo, and it's going to be like 100-99.
2 more picks and then the big game.
I'm doing the toss-up. I'm going Tech. I'll be contrarian. All right. The 6-touchdown Ashton Genty on a Boise State is plus 19.5 at Oregon.
Oregon.
What do you got, TA?
He wants to take Boise State so bad.
I do. And I'm going to. JC?
You want a little bit of knowledge right here? Oregon and Boise State have played 3 times ever. Do you want to know what the record is? Boise State has 3 wins. Oregon has 0.
Wow. That's an impressive stat.
I'm more impressed that they've never played more than 3 times. They're not far away from each other.
Not at all.
They're very flashy
even,
Pacific Northwest teams.
They're not even like 500 miles away, I don't even think.
Yeah. And they both have like weird ass stadiums and this whole like Pacific Northwest vibe and hype train of having home field. This is very strange. I am looking at tickets as low as $36 at the zoo.
It is 451 miles.
There is nobody going to this game. $36 to get tickets at Autzen, however they pronounce it.
Autzen, you had it right.
Autzen.
Yeah, Autzen. Like, that's unheard of. So, Boise State might surprise them. I'll go with Boise State. I think it's going to be – Oregon doesn't seem to be pumped up for this game. You know, Lanning will try and get them pumped up, but if the crowd isn't in it, then what's the point of home field advantage when it's only 400 miles away from Boise State home turf?
You want to know what a lot of people do after week 1 in college football? Tyler, what does everybody do after week 1 in college football?
Sell their stock in teams and close games.
Overreact.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon wins by 30. I hope I'm wrong. But I think this is an overreaction game. I think a lot of people are going to be on Boise State, which I love that you guys are, but I'm taking Oregon.
Dude, I'm
Still-
worried. Dylan Gabriel is going to go off. He
I
was
think they
41.
win. I think he gets his Heisman back.
He was
He's back in the
41
Heisman
49. He
Back
takes
in the
care of the
Heisman.
football.
Yeah.
No, I believe that. Oregon's already a 20-point favorite. So where did the line start that everybody's on Boise? You know what I'm saying?
I think it was at 26.
It was at 26, and then Ashton Gentry went off for 6, and that's what knocked it down a lot.
All right, 2 more, guys. 1 more pick, and then the big game.
Mississippi State plus 5.5 at Arizona State.
What are these fucking games?
This could be a very low-key, very good game against teams that aren't that good.
I hate this. I hate that you're making me pick.
I'm taking Jeff Levy, and I'm taking Mississippi State. Like the coach, Arizona State dominated their game too. Mississippi State actually looked fun again on offense, and they played a little defense. I like Mississippi State.
JC?
Yeah. Gosh, I'm just going to go off the last week's performance. And I'm going to go Mississippi State.
There you go. Blake Shapen.
Rob?
Taylor transfer. Quarterback.
We do this every year. Every goddamn year. Johnny tries to convince us that Mississippi State is good. That they like their fucking cowbell. And they aren't ever. I'm not saying Arizona State's good. But come on, man. Every year we've done this. 5 years. I'm picking Arizona State.
I have an affinity towards Brandon Walker. I can't help it.
I know.
Yeah, you do.
We're kindred spirits.
And I'm sorry you guys are wrong because Arizona State and Kenny Dillingham are going to totally win this game.
You said that like I didn't just pick Arizona State. So let me make sure. Let me be clear.
Oh, I thought you went Mississippi.
I said Arizona State. I was calling out Johnny for constantly trying to
No. Yeah,
make us drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Last pick of the
Want to
week.
make sure.
I got it corrected. Sorry, Rob.
Thank you. I just want to make sure.
I'm going to say probably the best game on all night. Tennessee versus NC State. Where's the game being played?
NC State.
At NC State, and Tennessee is a 7.5 favorite.
Way too high.
That I agree with.
This is such a hard game to read. Before you go, I'm not going to pick, but I want to give you a little bit of. This is just a really hard game. And NC State looked like shit. They look like they couldn't block anybody. Go ahead. That's all I got. I'm going to keep thinking. I don't know.
I'm just going to go off the warm-up game and go Tennessee.
Tyler.
Yeah, I'm following suit, JC.
Rob, I'm going next because I want to put you in a spot here. I know what Rob's going to do here because he knows the ACC very well. He knows how NC State plays. Their defense is phenomenal, but I got to pick Nico. I don't want to because I think Rob's going to win this game right here because he's going to pick NC State because he knows how much of a sneaky spot this is. Because at NC State in Raleigh against any NC State defense, this is like a 24-20 game that NC State's going to win. But I got to take Nico in Tennessee. Rob, I had to put you in that spot because I know there's no way that you can pick against. I know.
So coming out of high school, Ayama Leava is an incredible talent.
Yes,
But I'm not sold. So here's the thing that I'm not sold on for Nico. Saw a lot of play action passes, a lot of like, oh, am I going to hand it off? Am I going to pass it? It's all RPOs, right? NC State knows how to handle those. They've been playing Clemson for years. So that's where I'm saying, like, maybe he proves me wrong by when he gets rattled and they read him. And fucking playing Wake Forest every year, right? The slow mesh, like NC State knows how to handle RPO offenses.
That's all they see.
It's all they see in the triangle. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a super close game. I'm going to have to back the ACC. There's no way it's 8 points or 7.5.
This says 24-20 all over it. Last second field goal or last second touchdown by NC State or Tennessee's driving down the field down 4 and they don't quite get it. That's what it's going to be.
I think Grayson McCall is going to show up. That's really what I think the
Well, I'm
difference
not worried
is.
about
NC
Grayson.
State-
I'm worried about them blocking. That's the only thing.
No, I know. I'm saying that NC State in years past, when they had those close games, they didn't really have a quarterback to rely on. He just had to make like 2 or 3 good throws a game to keep him in it.
Right.
Grayson's going to make like 10.
I
if
hope
he
you're
can
right.
get
I hope I'm wrong. I really, because I love Gray. I hope you're right.
So I have the percentages now that I actually pulled up the sheet. So since JC was only here the week 0, and he's only 3-1, he's at 75%. I lead the clubhouse with a 14-6 record at 70, and you two are tied at 11-9 at 55%. I went 10-6 last week. Rob went 8-8, and Johnny went 9-7.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, I did go 500.
Because I forgot we all picked LSU, not USC.
Yeah, I know. One more game, guys, since Johnny decided to skip over the Syracuse game. Georgia Tech is playing at Syracuse. Are we not?
I put that on there. I think Syracuse wins big.
Hold on. Let me do.
It's a 2.5 point. Georgia Tech is the favorite by 2.5 points.
Kyle McCord. Aronde Gadsden Jr.
You made us pick like the Texas Tech fucking game, and you skipped over Georgia Tech at Syracuse. Like, what the fuck, man?
Rob, I gotta listen. Next week will be. I have a wedding, bro. After next week, it'll all be dialed in. Isn't it nice to have the sheet already, though? Isn't it nice?
Yeah, it's nice to pull from. So on that game, Rob, since you brought it up, go first.
I picked Hughes, so fuck him.
Yeah, he picked Hughes. I want to go with Hughes as well. I'm not sold on Kyle McCord, never have been, but Aronde Gadsden Jr. is. As long as that man is healthy,
he's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. I just hope he stays healthy after this game.
I just can't believe he stayed at Syracuse.
So you're
JC.
going with Hughes?
I'm going with Hughes.
Okay. JC?
Yeah, buddy. Cuse. Go orange.
Yeah.
Tyler, going to be the contrarian?
Fuck yeah. I love Georgia Tech's motto of run the ball. And they're going to do that.
Yeah, it's not triple option, but yeah, it's basically that. Haynes King, 400 yards passing.
It is a triple option. It's
in
Haynes
2
runs, Haynes gives, or Haynes throws an out to the wide receiver.
I know.
Triple option. All right, boys. Thank you for wrapping up. There's our picks for the week, guys. Spike college football. I didn't bring the noise this week. I'm sorry. I'm a little anxious. Got a wedding going on this weekend. Spike boys will be at the wedding. The other Spike boy will be streaming live on StreamYard. I'll come check them out. Please come check us out. Spike College Football 88 on Twitter. Spike College Football on TikTok. Spike_college_football on Instagram. Please check us out. We're going to be trying to get our Streamlabs all together so we can do super chats and everything like that. Our TikTok is almost at 1,000 followers, guys. If we get to 1,000, I'll be live streaming probably daily on TikTok so you can get a little monetization going, get some questions going. Because I see all these idiots on there that are doing it, and they don't know shit about football. They don't know shit about football. They don't know shit about fuck, and they're a bunch of just fucking dick riders of their own team. I don't dick ride my own team. I picked my own team to lose last week. But please go follow us, like, share, comment, give it to your friends. I'll be bringing the heat maybe next week after everything settles down. I apologize for not bringing the boom, but these boys always help me out with that.
Can't wait to get drunk with you guys.
Sadly, I'm going to be there, but that's all right. That's all right. I got priorities in line. So if you are seeing this on a platform Saturday night at 6:15 America's time, your boy's going to be on here, and we're going to be sweating it out.
America's time is Eastern. Everybody knows that.
No, it's Central Time. Everyone knows. 7:15 on the East Coast for you fucking East Coast weirdo.
Tyler, you know me, JC, and Rob are going to get together at one point and watch you on stream and harass the shit out of you for at least a minute.
That's fine.
During the wedding. I'm going to do that.
Is that okay?
Okay.
I'll even send you the link and you can come join.
Oh, it's danger. Oh, danger.
Guys, but we are so close to being. All right, I think I'm at like 400 followers now on TikTok. If we could just get to that 1,000, guys, it'll really, really help us out a lot, and I can really, really talk so much more shit to you fuckers, and give you guys. I already gave you a plus 400 pick last week, I gave you a plus 150 pick and a plus 225 pick. That's plus money, boys. Like, let's get us to 1,000 so I can really talk shit.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay?
Under a lot of pressure, man. I'm under a lot of pressure. I gotta deliver a speech this weekend in, typical fashion. Procrastinating, and so my primary focus is just trying to dial that in.
Well, can I give you a little advice real quick online? The minister is pulling his speech from Wedding Crashers is all I'm saying. That's not a joke either.
I know.
That's 100% real. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. The minister's reading from Wedding Crashers.
I thought you were gonna drink that. I was waiting.
Yeah, I was totally like, what the fuck is he
No,
doing?
boys. I wanted something to eat. I'm making a pasta while I'm also streaming.
Solid.
Gentlemen,
That's
I'm really excited to see at least two of you live, but I have to work and then get to the airport so I can get out there by Friday. So the next 24 hours are going to be fucking insane for me.
Cap it
So
out.
let's.
So again, follow us Twitter, Instagram, most importantly on TikTok, please guys. Spike College Football. Love you guys. God bless America. God bless Jesus Christ. I don't know why I said that. Love you. And as always, let's keep it spiked.